The new Oscilloscope plugin in N-Track Studio is a versatile tool for visualizing audio signals in real time. It displays the audio waveform, providing clear, detailed feedback that helps you understand the finer details of your music. While you can always see the waveforms for audio tracks in the timeline, you can't normally see the waveform for instrument tracks and for group or master channels. So Oscilloscope is like a probe that you can insert at any point in the audio engine to see what's going on. It's the ideal effect for troubleshooting issues like noise, muddiness, and visually tracking how effects, like EQ and compression, can shape the sound. Or to visualize how a synth or sampler waveform looks as you tweak the instrument parameters. Welcome to the new Oscilloscope plugin. To get started, simply add it to any channel by going to Add Effects, N-Track, then Oscilloscope. Scrolling, paging and sync views offer different ways to visualize a waveform. In the scrolling view, the waveform continuously scrolls from right to left, giving an uninterrupted view of the waveform's flow. Paging view displays waveforms in the context of one bar to another or a defined time interval. The sync view attempts to keep the waveform in a fixed position on the screen. It is similar to the paging view, but the size of the page is adjusted automatically, locking to the period of the waveform. This view works great, for example, on synth and sampler tracks, where you can visually see the instrument waveform as it goes through the attack, sustain, and release phases. The time unit used for the time axis in the scrolling and paging modes can be toggled between absolute and musical time with the note versus watch buttons. When using musical time, the total length of the time axis is always a multiple of the music subdivision. This can be useful to analyze the sound as it sits in the music tempo of the song. On mobile devices, you can use the horizontal pinch gesture to zoom in and out of the waveform. On desktop, hold down Control and use the mouse wheel. Make the waveform bigger or smaller by zooming vertically, pinching with 2 fingers vertically, or with Control-Shift and the mouse wheel. The freeze button freezes the current waveform display. When the waveform is frozen, you can go back in time, tapping and scrolling, or using the mouse wheel, as well as zooming in and out. Oscilloscope can display stereo signals in multiple ways that you can toggle between with the stereo mode button. Left only displays the waveform for the left channel. Right only displays the waveform for, you guessed it, the right channel. Mid is the sum of the left and right channels, that is the center of a stereo image. Side is the difference between the left and right channels, representing the edges of a stereo image. L+R displays the left and right waveforms side by side. You can use this to compare elements that are panned left and right, such as harmonies or background instruments. M+S shows the mid and side waveforms separately. Use it to fine-tune stereo images, or see how much information is centered versus spread across the stereo field. When 2 waveforms are shown in the left plus right and mid plus side modes, you can change the spacing between the waveforms by dragging the handles on the left of each waveform. You can even put the waveforms one on top of the other, which can sometimes be useful if you want to visually see the differences between the two. Waveform display modes offer another way of altering the visualization of the waveform. Outline shows the waveform without any interior shading, allowing you to focus on features like the amplitude. In fill mode, the area beneath the waveform is filled in with color and provides a clearer view of the signal's strength. Outline plus fill shows the waveform's outline along with a filled area. Normalization is used to adjust the waveform so that its peak always touches the edge of the waveform view, so that you can always see the shape of the waveform independently from its amplitude. See how the waveform remains visually the same as the sound is fading out? Enabling the grid lines aligns the waveform with horizontal and vertical divisions. Toggle the grid lines off when you prefer a distraction-free view or analyzing the signals. The oscilloscope is a great companion to have around when you're troubleshooting, fine-tuning, mastering your mix, or even just when you want to take a trip along the peaks and valleys of your sound. Get going with Oscilloscope by updating to N-Track Studio 10.2, and please let us know how you're getting on with it, and if you have further suggestions or comments. See you on the next one.